I'm a police officer in a small town in northern Pennsylvania. A few months ago, I was transferred to a remote precinct surrounded by nothing but dense woods and long stretches of two-lane highway. It's the kind of place where nothing ever really happens. At least that's what they told me. The station itself is old, probably built in the 70s. Brick building, 2 holding cells, 1 main desk, no backup at night, just 1 officer on duty, which on paper didn't sound too bad. I was still new, trying to make a good impression, so I took every shift they offered, even the overnights. One night, during a midnight shift, something happened I still can't explain. It was early October, cold, wet, quiet. Around 11:45 p.m., a heavy rainstorm rolled in. You could hear it pounding the roof, rattling the windows like it was trying to get in. I was sitting behind the desk, logging a few reports, keeping an eye on the 2 guys we had in holding. Both were in for minor stuff, nothing violent. Then around midnight, the power went out. Not just flickered, gone. Total blackout. The station went dead silent, except for the sound of rain and the distant rumble of thunder. Emergency backup lights kicked on, casting everything in this dull, reddish glow. I remember thinking how eerie it looked, like a scene from a horror film. I got up to check the breakers, but before I even made it to the back hallway, I felt something was off. Not heard. Felt. Like the air was thicker. Like I wasn't alone. I walked back toward the holding cells with my flashlight. One of the prisoners, a man in his early 30s, was standing right at the bars, staring at me. Just staring, not saying a word. He didn't even flinch when I called out to him. Then, a loud clang echoed from the other side of the building. I spun around, flashlight shaking in my hand. I rushed to check the rear entrance and storage rooms, but everything was locked. When I came back, that same prisoner was gone. The cell door was hanging open, I swear. I had locked it. I drew my weapon and started clearing the building. Every room, every closet, nothing. Then I heard a soft scuffling noise coming from the hallway near evidence storage. I moved in slowly. That's when he came charging out of the dark. We struggled, hard. He was stronger than I expected, wild-eyed, panicked. I finally got him pinned and back in the cell. As I was locking the door, he looked at me, dead serious, and said, "You shouldn't be here at night. Something's wrong with this place." Then he backed into the shadows of the cell and didn't say another word. Here's the thing that gets me. When I reviewed the logs and the surveillance footage the next morning, there was nothing. The camera facing the holding cells glitched at 12:02 a.m. Didn't come back on until after I locked the guy up again. The key rack showed my keys never left my belt. There was no sign of tampering on the cell door. Nothing. That prisoner was transferred 2 days later. I heard he refused to sleep his entire time in county lockup. Said things came out when the lights went off. Since then, I've pulled a few more night shifts. Nothing's happened, but every now and then, when the rain hits just right and the power flickers, I get that same feeling again, like something's watching, and I've learned not to ignore it.